Welcome to Elyas Tech channel. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe my channel. These questions and answers are guaranteed to pass the exam plus pass the IT support or IT technical interviews as well. 1. Question: what is the purpose of a CPU? A. The CPU, Central Processing Unit, performs calculations and processes instructions in a computer. 2. Question: define RAM. A. RAM, random access memory, is volatile memory used by the computer for temporary storage, allowing quick access to data. 3. Question: how does a solid-state drive differ from a hard disk drive? A. SSDs use flash memory and have no moving parts, providing faster read or write speeds compared to HDDs, which use spinning disks. 4. Question: what does BIOS stand for? A. Basic Input and Output System. It's firmware used to initialize hardware during the boot process. 5. Question: explain the purpose of an IP address. A. An IP address uniquely identifies a device on a network and enables communication between devices. 6. Question: what is the function of an operating system? A. An OS manages hardware resources, provides a user interface, and runs applications on a computer. 7. Question: what is a subnet mask used for? A. A subnet mask determines the network portion of an IP address and separates it from the host portion. 8. Question: describe the difference between HTTP and HTTPS. A. HTTPS, Hypertext Transfer Protocol secure, encrypts data transferred between a web browser and a server, while HTTP does not. 9. Question: how does a firewall enhance network security? A. A firewall monitors and controls incoming and outgoing network traffic based on predetermined security rules. 10. Question: what is a MAC address? A. A MAC address is a unique identifier assigned to a network interface controller, NIC, for communication on a network. 11. Question: explain the concept of virtualization. A. Virtualization allows multiple operating systems or applications to run on a single physical machine, maximizing resources. 12. Question: what steps would you take to troubleshoot a computer that won't power on? A. Check power connections, ensure the power supply is functional, and troubleshoot hardware components like RAM and the motherboard. 13. Question: what is the purpose of an antivirus program? A. Antivirus software detects, prevents, and removes malicious software, malware, from a computer. 14. Question: define RAID. A. RAID, redundant array of independent disks, is a data storage technology that uses multiple disks to improve performance, reliability, or both. 15. Question: how do you differentiate between a hub, switch, and router in a network? A. A hub operates at the physical layer, a switch at the data link layer, and a router at the network layer of the OSI model. 16. Question: what is a DNS server used for? A. A DNS server translates domain names into IP addresses, enabling users to access websites using human-readable names. 17. Question: describe the purpose of a UPS, uninterruptible power supply. A. A UPS provides backup power to devices in case of electrical power failures or fluctuations, preventing data loss or damage. 18. Question: how can you secure a wireless network? A. Implement strong encryption, like WPA2 or WPA3. Change default passwords, and use MAC address filtering to control access. 19. Question: explain the difference between a virus and a worm. A. A virus needs a host file to attach to, while a worm is a standalone malware that replicates itself and spreads across networks. 20. Question: what is a MAC filter in networking? A. A MAC filter restricts network access by allowing or denying communication based on specific MAC addresses. 21. Question: what is the purpose of a post-test during the boot process? A. Post, power on self-test, checks the computer's hardware to ensure it's functioning properly before the operating system loads. 22. Question: define DHCP. A. DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, automatically assigns IP addresses to devices on a network, simplifying network configuration. 23. Question: explain the difference between a proxy server and a VPN. A. A proxy server acts as an intermediary between a user and the internet, while a VPN, virtual private network, creates a secure, encrypted connection over the internet. 24. Question: what is the function of a CMOS battery? A. The CMOS battery provides power to the CMOS memory, preserving BIOS settings when the computer is powered off. 25. Question: describe the purpose of a surge protector. A. A surge protector safeguards electronic devices by diverting excess electrical voltage and preventing damage during power surges. 26. Question: how does a laser printer differ from an inkjet printer? A. Laser printers use toner and heat to print, while inkjet printers use liquid ink sprayed onto the paper. 27. Question: what is the purpose of traceroute in networking? A. Traceroute traces the path data takes from one computer to another, showing the network hops and response times. 28. Question: explain the concept of multi-factor authentication, MFA. A. MFA requires users to provide multiple forms of identification to access a system, enhancing security beyond just a password. 29. Question: describe the difference between a hub and a switch. A. A hub broadcasts data to all devices in a network, while a switch sends data only to the intended recipient, improving network efficiency. 30. Question: what is the significance of an ESD strap when working on computer hardware? A. An ESD, electrostatic discharge, strap prevents static electricity from damaging sensitive computer components during assembly or repair. 31. Question: define NAT, network address translation. A. NAT translates private IP addresses to public IP addresses and vice versa, enabling communication between devices on different networks. 32. Question: what role does a domain controller serve in a Windows network environment? A. A domain controller manages network security, user authentication, and access to resources in a Windows domain. 33. Question: explain the purpose of a UPS, uninterruptible power supply, in a server room. A. A UPS in a server room provides backup power to servers and networking equipment to prevent downtime during power outages. 34. Question: how does a biometric authentication system work? A. Biometric authentication verifies a person's identity using unique physical characteristics like fingerprints, iris scans, or facial recognition. 35. Question: what is the purpose of a proxy server in a corporate network? A. A proxy server caches web content, filters internet traffic, and enhances security by acting as an intermediary between internal users and the internet. 36. Question: define the role of a MAC address in networking. A. A MAC address uniquely identifies network interfaces on devices, enabling data transfer within a local network. 37. Question: explain the concept of a hypervisor. A. A hypervisor is a software or hardware platform that creates and runs virtual machines on a physical host, enabling multiple operating systems to coexist. 38. Question: how does disk fragmentation affect computer performance? A. Disk fragmentation slows down access to files as data is scattered across a hard drive, requiring more time to retrieve information. 39. Question: describe the purpose of an access control list, ACL, in networking. A. An ACL defines permissions and restrictions for accessing resources or services on a network, enhancing security by controlling traffic flow. 40. Question: what steps would you take to troubleshoot a computer experiencing slow performance? A. Check for malware, free up disk space, close unnecessary programs, and consider hardware upgrades like additional RAM or an SSD. Alright, best of luck. Make sure to watch it over and over again until it settles down to your mind. Until next time, stay safe, be brave, and make sure to subscribe my channel for more information.